Hey, beautiful collective. All right, guys, this is part two from the Twin Flame and Separation reading from TikTok. So, this is going to be a twin flame reading. And you can go back and watch the first video to get caught up, but I'll kind of go over this with you. But before I do that, as I was uploading my TikTok video, this song came on, and it's by Dax, and it was called "Unconditional Love is for Women, Children, and Dogs," and it was talking about how men feel like they don't really have a role when it comes to unconditional love, that they're expected just to work and slave, and they are only loved for what they can provide for the women. And it literally broke my heart. I feel like that song came on in regards to what we're about to read in. I mean, I don't think anything's an accident, right? And for that song to come up, I don't know. Can I play it? I'm afraid if I play it, I'll get in trouble, but maybe I can give y'all a taste of it. Hold on. I did share it on my Facebook page. Let me see, because hopefully I don't get in trouble on YouTube for playing it. But, oh, excuse me. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all got to hear this. Let me see if I can find it. There it is.
You wanna scream, but
hold on. Here it goes.
I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, now we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide my soul.
All right, guys. So that's the song I'm talking about. Hopefully it'll play, but I'm literally in tears over here because that just breaks my heart. And the card that came up literally is masculine feeling like he's not enough. And that's so sad because Divine Feminine, we know how much we love. We know how much we love, right? The thing is, they don't see it. The masculine doesn't see it. So in turn, they give us this narcissistic energy that they feel within themselves because they feel like they're not enough. They feel like that is what unconditional love is. It's what they can provide. And that's what that's how the karmics expect to be loved. That is not how Divine Feminine expects to be loved. You know, and a lot of these masculines, I feel like they maybe, we have to keep loving and praying and teaching them to love themselves first, because they're always going to feel like they're not enough, Divine Feminine, until they learn to love themselves the way we've had to learn to love ourselves. And so I feel like that's the lesson that the Twin Flame Collective has been learning separately. This is why the separations have been so important but so intense. Because we've each had to learn that love comes from within and we have to love ourselves, right? But for that song to come on, as I'm sitting here reading into this twin flame energy and this masculine, feeling like he's not enough, he ended up stabbing you, Divine Feminine, in the back, siding with some sort of like belief system here, going against you, trying to control the situation. He's now working through that challenge and he's learning to free himself, is what I'm seeing. But it all stemmed, this cycle with this masculine stemmed from him feeling like he wasn't enough for you, Divine Feminine. And so now you're perceiving him as like this narcissist, because that's what he gave you. He did give you narcissistic energy. But Spirit's telling you to keep an open mind at the same time, Divine Feminine, because whether you're going to be with this person or not be with this person, there's an opportunity that's coming forward for you guys to close down a cycle of past pain here, to close a door on a past pain that you guys have shared in your connection. And, that simply means forgiveness and acceptance, and just remembering why you love each other despite the experiences that you've had, right? Just allowing this masculine, he does not feel like he deserves unconditional love. And that's really sad, because I'm sure there's a lot of men in this world who feel that way. And we are hard. I know I'm hard on them sometimes. But it's like you got to be hard on them when they're in that karmic energy, because we have to teach them how to love us, Divine Feminine. And if we sit back and just accept the BS, they're going to keep giving us the BS, right? But Divine Feminine, you know, a lot of these masculines who we are so tired of are in this narcissistic energy. But it doesn't mean they don't deserve unconditional love, right? Just because we have to be tough Queen of Swords on them doesn't mean that we can't also be the nurturing Queen of Cups at the same time. It's all about balance. It's all about balance, okay? And so even if your masculine has stabbed you in the back, even if he's hurt you, even if you know he's in this narcissistic energy and he's all wrapped up with karmics, it doesn't mean you can't love him, or that you should not continue to send him love. Like, that's why you're his Divine Feminine, because because you can and you will continue to do that, you know? So that's just, I don't know. I just had to put that out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get into this. Actually, so we talked about this. Let's pull this energy up, and we're going to kind of reset this. It's going to be the same twin flame energy that I'm pulling on, but we're going to look at it from a different angle now and see what's going on a little bit more, okay? If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, you guys, and we're going to keep that out, and we're going to keep that out. Yeah, thank you for being here, okay? All right, Spirit, where do you want me to go? All right, we're gonna go to this deck. What is this called? I don't even know how to read it. This is the deck we're about to use. That's what it looks like. I can't read what it says, but I think I got it on Amazon. All right. Whew, that was some heavy energy there for a minute, guys. It's almost like this masculine energy. I feel like I just want to nurture him like a son, you know. I feel his wounding. I feel his pain. I feel just how beat up by the world he's been. Like, he's been so beat up by the world that's all he expects. And so that's why he leads with this narcissistic energy, Divine Feminine. That's why Spirit's telling you to keep an open mind, okay? I don't believe this masculine is a narcissist. I believe he's used to operating in that energy because that's how he's had to survive the world that he's been born into. But he's learning a new way he's learning how to let that go. He's learning how to let go of past belief systems, past patterns. He's learning that he sabotaged himself. He sabotaged this connection with you because it stemmed from his own lack of confidence, his own insecurities. And you probably mirrored him in that. You were probably lacking confidence, and you were probably feeling insecure in the situation too, right? Like, y'all were triggering one another, and that's the point of being in this dynamic with each other. You do trigger one another. Okay, but anyways, let's pull something on your side, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, what do you want to say? All right, you've got a couple here. Yeah, Divine Feminine, you've been going through dark night of the soul. Or you're masculine, you're very much aware that, I think you've gone through your dark night of the soul, but now you're sensing your masculine is in his dark night of the soul. It says your twin flame could be experiencing a dark night of the soul, a period of spiritual desolation, disconnection, and emptiness inside. And that's what I'm feeling. So you're probably feeling this too, Divine Feminine. You could have everything going perfect in your life right now, but you could still feel this kind of spiritual disconnection. It's because of your connection to your masculine. He's having to look at his ego self. So I'm saying him because I feel like he's the one that's going through this, but I think you've already gone through what we're talking about for him, okay? Ego driven. It says your twin flame could be stuck in the ego that is keeping them unaware of who they really are as a soul. This mask could be due to fears. And yes, this could be your energy and his too, but it's about us over romanticizing this connection. Sometimes our idea of love is far from reality, and as a result, we end up over romanticizing relationships. Take the time to reevaluate your views. So, Divine Feminine, I feel like you're mirroring your masculine in these two energies. I feel like this is your energy. It could be the masculine's energy too, but love is not some, just like waking up with your spirituality, it's not rainbows and sunshine and smiles and bliss all the time. That's a lie. Anybody that tells you you can only walk in bliss, and bliss is if you're not walking in bliss, something's wrong with you, they're lying to you. That's not real life. That's not what we signed up to come and do and go through. You don't learn. You have moments of bliss, yes. You tap into bliss to get through the hard times, yes, but it's not this fairy tale romanticized thing that the TV and love novels and everything wants to make us believe about relationship and love. It's hard work, it's triggers, it's ups, it's downs, it's dark night of the soul, and then it's moments of pure ecstasy. That's what makes it a human experience, because it's a multifaceted myriad of experiences, of lessons, of feelings, of thoughts. And so I think us learning how to just accept it for what it is instead of trying to make it something that it's not is going to help our twin flame connections come back into union a little bit quicker, right? Instead of looking outward at our twin and the things that we're hurt over, it's the point of it is to point us inward and to look at the self. Okay? How can we love ourselves? How can we heal ourselves? How can we take ownership in the ups and the downs of the connection, of our own choices, of our lives? It's about taking spiritual responsibility for self. That's preparing us. When we can do that, that's when we're ready and prepared to come into union with our twin flame, when it true in the higher vibration where it is blissful. Doesn't mean there won't be dark night of the soul moments, because we're awakening together in its progression. That's never going to end. But when we stop romanticizing, we come out of our egos, then we get to graduate is what I'm hearing. But yeah, that's what Dark Night of the Soul is all about. It's to teach us that we're not living in a fairy tale, and we didn't just come here to be in connection with one another. We came here to trigger one another, to grow, to remember who we are, in the grand scheme of the divine plan and things like that. So what about the masculine? What do you want to say about the masculine's energy? Let go of control issues. This masculine's healing. Yeah, he has hidden feelings. Okay? And yes, he's still closing down a karmic cycle with someone that he sided with someone, Divine Feminine, and he stabbed you in the back with a narcissistic karmic, and that's why he gave you narcissistic energy. Okay? But that cycle is coming to a close. This masculine is realizing that, he settled for a karmic situation. He settled for these spoon-fed belief systems because he was too afraid of failure. He was afraid of doing the work and failing, so he just chose not to do the work. But his true feelings are that, he wants this just as much as you want this. And when I say this, not just the relationship, I'm talking about the soul growth, the ascension. He wants it. He wants the healing too. He wants the unconditional love and that knowingness that's what he deserves, just like you have, Divine Feminine. And that's why you are his leader at this time. Not that you're above him, but like you're leading the way by continuing to have an open mind, continuing to be in unconditional love, continuing to love yourself, and loving yourself even more than loving or needing to be in a connection with him is teaching him a lot, okay? It says they could be in denial or trying to control the situation by suppressing their feelings. Until they release the need to control, these feelings will build. And the cycle speaks about a situation that's gaining momentum. And so he should be getting ready for a big change. Be sure to stay grounded as this change can throw you off your center. So this masculine's going through a major awakening through some sort of tragedy at this time. And that's got something to do with this karmic cycle that he's been holding on to, trying to deny his feelings, is what I'm getting here. Yeah, this masculine runs away from you, Divine Feminine, because, you're too real. The love is too intense. The fear of failure when it comes to you is too much for him to handle, so he just avoids, right? He avoids doing the work. He avoids you. But it stems from fear. It stems from self-sabotaging energy of insecurities and feeling like he's not enough. And it just really breaks my heart, guys. We've felt like that before, Divine Feminine. I know during my awakening, I had to face all of those same energies within myself. And my masculine couldn't love me into health. And you can't love him into health. But you can love him and send him strength and be a leader, and how you've overcome those energies in your life, which it came from you focusing on your self-love. It came from you reconnecting with your divinity, right? It came from you learning how to accept your present moment with love in your heart instead of resentment. It came from you having to literally own up to your own feelings and stop running. You had to learn to stop over-romanticizing. You had to see what it looked like when you were moving in your your ego. Maybe an ego was important. I don't know why I said that. You've gone through your dark night of the soul, Divine Feminine. And I think that's what this masculine is currently, or he is just about to start mirroring that himself. Okay, he's ready for his dark night of the soul, or he's in it right now. But that's happening so he can deal with these feelings that he doesn't want to admit. This is probably a very egotistical masculine who would never admit to anybody outside of himself that he's afraid of not being enough, that he's afraid of failure, right? He would never own up to that, to those outside of himself, because it would make him look weak, he thinks, right? So he pushes it down, he hides it down, and it's that shadow that just it's his shadow self that wants to hold him down. So as soon as he brings those things up to the light and realizes it's not as bad as what he feels like it is, if he does bring it to the light, then he can move past it. He's got to face his fear around his hidden emotions is what's going on with your masculine, okay? All right. What else do you want to say to the masculine spirit? Okay. Wow. Yeah, provider. And that's that song, right? They feel like it's all about what they can provide. And it's like that's what their deservingness is based upon, is how good of a provider are they. And if they're not providing, then they don't deserve love. And that's a lie, masculine. You were conditioned to believe that by society, by others, but God doesn't believe that about you, and neither does your Divine Feminine. Okay? That is not what makes you deserving of love or not. You are deserving of unconditional love because you exist, masculine. Doesn't matter about your mistakes that you've made. Okay? You might get karma for those things, but that doesn't mean you're undeserving of love. It says, I was taught to put others before my own needs, wants, and desires. I was taught to provide. Somehow myself got lost in that paradigm. Here's how you heal that, masculine. Self-love is not narcissism or selfishness. This is respecting yourself enough and caring enough about yourself to put your oxygen mask on first and then assist others. There's a reason for that, and it's not selfish. Ego in the way. Didn't I say y'all mirroring each other? He's mirroring your dark night of the soul, Divine Feminine. I still want and desire you, but I don't want to face rejection or judgment. I don't want to feel like I failed you. OMG, I just channeled that. Here's the healing masculine. Hello, love. There is no failure. That is an illusion of the ego. Instead of ignoring this connection and your true feelings, address it in some manner, even if it is only within yourself for now. If insecurity and uncertainty plagues you and you don't know what to say to your counterpart or how to say it, start with something simple. Feminine energy in general wants to embrace, forgive, and nurture you. Take a chance. You may be surprised. Wow, I got goosebumps, y'all. I literally channeled that. And here's the arrogance of it all, okay? This is what the masculine's closing down as a cycle, is this arrogance, but it's that narcissistic energy that he mirrored to you in the past that he's realizing is being mirrored to him by some sort of like karmic friend, family, or partner that he chose over you also, okay? So it says arrogance. I realize I sometimes come off as arrogant or indifferent. I don't mean it that way. It's a defense mechanism. We know, masculine. It's okay. Here's the healing. Arrogance is often a cover, a cloak, and a shield for insecurity. It is the ego protecting itself, and in that process, blocking itself from love. But what's missing here is empathy. Empathy means you can put yourself in one another's shoes, masculine, and you can allow them to step into your shoes and resonate with how you're feeling. You don't have to hide your true feelings. You got to allow people to empathize with you. That doesn't make you weak. It says, before speaking, ask yourself, how would you feel if someone said whatever it is you're about to speak? Start the healing by becoming aware of and caring about the impact that your words have on others. So these masculines, they probably really tried to cut you down here in the past, Divine Feminine, because they felt like they weren't enough. They were projecting that energy towards you, right? But you are Divine Feminine, so you see through the ego. You see through their shadow side. And that's why it's been so hard for you. That's why you've had to snap out of romanticizing too. It's like you almost have to romanticize just to get through their narcissistic energy they project. But it's unhealthy, and you've had to realize that, right? So let's get something for you, Divine Feminine. Tell me about the Divine Feminine side of things, Spirit. Okay, you got one. Let's see, Divine Feminine. Your memories. The memories of us haunt me. Why can't I forget you? You can't forget because you're not supposed to forget, Divine Feminine. Embrace the memories. They are precious. They are a part of you in every dimension. This connection is eternal. You can't have cellular amnesia. Release whatever has felt painful here. Pain and wounds heal if you allow them to do so. Tears are cleansing and cathartic. Crying is a good release, as is journaling, as is some type of ceremonial release. Call in the violet flame to assist you. Wrap your memories in a beautiful, luxurious fabric. Allow them to breathe. Honor this connection on every level. The memories are a gift. So even the painful memories, Divine Feminine, okay, that's why Spirit's saying keep an open mind, because I feel like our masculines, they gave us this narcissistic energy that we didn't deserve that, okay? We really didn't. And we know that because we've loved them genuinely. We are not perfect. We've made mistakes, yes, but our heart is Divine Feminine, okay? And so we love with all that we have. We love genuinely and unconditionally, but they weren't able to see it or feel it or trust it, Divine Feminine, okay? And so that's why they projected this narcissistic energy into their feminine connections here, which triggered us into having to go through dark night of the soul to deal with ego energy, our ego, and recognizing the masculine's ego. And then we had to learn not to romanticize, but don't go from one extreme of overly romanticizing this connection to completely trying to forget your masculine, because there's a lot of memories, good and bad, that Spirit's saying you're not meant to forget. Those, without those memories, where would be the lessons, right? You need those memories. because those memories are the healing. They're the pain catalysts that trigger your healing. They trigger your higher perspectives. They trigger your lessons. So it's almost like if you try to forget the memories, forget the masculine, and lie to yourself and say you don't love him anymore, that's you in that same energy of avoidance that the masculine is in when it comes to his true emotions about his insecurities and how he feels about you. So that's you guys mirroring that avoidance energy, and Spirit saying, once you guys, I think, overcome that within self here, you're going to see a huge shift within self. But as you shift within yourself, the shift is going to actually really be very positive in this connection between the two of y'all, okay? What do you want to say on your side of things, Divine Feminine? What do you want to say to your masculine? Know your worth. You are trying to make this masculine. It's like even if you told him how worthy he is, he did not believe you, Divine Feminine. No matter how much you try to build him up, it's because he couldn't see it. And you're still over here telling him the same thing. You are worthy, masculine. I know it doesn't matter the water under the bridge here. It doesn't mean that you're not deserving of love. Even if you do piss me off and I want to wring your neck and I don't want to talk to you or see you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means you hurt me. It means I'm not going to subject myself to anything less than what I deserve. But it doesn't mean you're not worthy, masculine. I didn't believe in myself or in you. I let my low self-worth ruin our love. I want us to heal together. So, Divine Feminine, you may have mirrored that, what I was picking up earlier. Y'all probably were mirroring that insecure energy that triggered one another. Maybe you both were struggling to believe in this connection at one time. And you're saying to him, you understand me better than anyone else. Your eyes can see into my soul. I can't hide from you. And that's how you look at him too. That's what you're telling him. I understand you better than anyone else. I see into your soul. You can't hide anything from me, masculine. I know what you're going through because I went through it too. Right? It doesn't make you less deserving. It doesn't make me less deserving. It makes us human. It makes us spirit going through a human experience, yes. It makes us stronger in the end. It makes us wiser in the end. But it doesn't make us undeserving. It doesn't make us deserving of condemnation or religious condemnation is what I'm hearing specifically, right? It doesn't make us deserving of bondage or you, masculine, stop accepting less than you deserve too. Don't accept less than what you deserve. You only got one life, okay? We're meant to live it to the fullest. He wants to tell you, okay, he's saying maybe we're too different. That's why we disagree and feel distant from each other. So he's really thinking, he's feeling this dark night of the soul energy, Divine Feminine. He's still in denial, this hiding his feelings, and he's trying to make an excuse and saying, oh, it's just because y'all are too different right now. And that's why this distance is happening. But he's going to have his spiritual eyes that sees. It may just take a minute, and that's okay. You're not really, it doesn't matter about whether you're going to be together or not be together, right? It's about the love that you share. And because look, right now, okay, so this is telling you what the truth of the matter is, this card is. This is what he's trying to say to himself so he can cope, Divine Feminine, with not being with you right now. So he can cope with this cycle he's waking up to that he's currently in, right? He's saying, well, maybe me and her are just too different, and that's why we're supposed to be apart. But the truth of the matter is, you are the love of my life. You make me want to be a better person. I want to be happy and content with you. That's the truth, but he doesn't feel like he deserves that, Divine Feminine. Maybe because he did backstab you in the past, because he did hurt you. And look, on the bottom it says, I contradict myself and give you mixed messages because I don't know what I want. It's not that he doesn't know what he wants, it's that he's hiding it from himself because he's lacking this energy of feeling like he deserves it, Divine Feminine. That's what it's coming down to. At least that's what I'm seeing from Spirit, okay? So I don't even know, Divine Feminine. Let me just see, is there any other messages Spirit wants to give you in regards to this situation? And then we're going to go because I got to get back to work. Okay, Knight of Wands, that's somebody's going to be taking action here. A decision. Somebody's making a decision on something here, and I think it's this masculine is about, he's taking action in his life, Divine Feminine. He's been struggling to make a decision. He's been feeling really conflicted about a decision that he needs to make in his life around this karmic cycle. What is the karmic cycle that he's struggling to close down? People he's been loyal to for a long time. Something about loyalty. People that, conditioned him to believe that he had to be their provider, or he had to be loyal to them because of maybe family or something. I don't know, but it comes down to loyalty and his role as a provider. Back to this energy, whoever this is that he's struggling to close down, it could be family, friends, other lovers, but it's people who expect him to put them before he puts himself, right? It's people that are using the masculine basically for provision. Remember, it says, I was taught to put others before my own needs, wants, and desires. I was taught to provide. Somehow myself got lost in that paradigm. It's like the masculine was conditioned to believe that his self-worth was contingent on what he could do for others, what he could provide for others. And yes, that's a role of, as the masculine energy in society, is to be a provider. Yes, and that's how they love doing that. Just like we love healing and loving on people. Masculines love to be able to provide. But that doesn't mean, like that's just like an aspect of service, right? But it doesn't mean that you base your whole self-worth on your ability to do so or not. And he was conditioned to believe like his self-worth is only based on those people he can provide for. So he's struggling to take his loyalty away from whoever those people are. But they've been bringing a lot of conflict into his life. Okay, a lot of conflict, arguing. And so he's been struggling to take action and make a decision. Because this is a masculine who, when he's loyal, he's loyal. When he feels responsible, he's gonna remain to the end towards these responsibilities. But that's his catch-22, right? He's got to first be able to give everything to himself that he's given to everybody else. That way, when he is given to other people, he's doing it from a higher stance, like he's doing it from a healthier perspective. Not because he's feeling obligated, but because he has it to give and he feels good about himself. And that way the people who he's given this loyalty to or provision to, they can't misuse or abuse him, right? Because his self-worth isn't based on that. But now that his self-worth is currently based on his ability to provide, they can kind of use and abuse that because, it affects how he sees himself as worthy, right? If that, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what I'm getting here. So he is making a decision. He is about to take some action against whatever this situation is. What is he going to choose to do, Spirit? I think he's not going to have a choice. Yeah, he's about to move in truth. He's getting his spiritual vision, okay? The High Priestess energy, the truth. So he's gaining some spiritual truth. He's seeing what we're talking about here, Divine Feminine. Spirit's already guiding this masculine into these energies, these perspectives, this healing, these understandings. I'm just talking about what Spirit's already guiding your masculine through, okay? So, yeah, he's getting his spiritual wisdom is what he's getting. He's finding his authentic self, his authentic truth, and he's healing is what he's doing. What's going on with you over here, Divine Feminine? What do you... Yeah, you're having to deal with your emotions around this connection. You're back and forth. You know you love him unconditionally, but you're trying to be indifferent because you're going from the extreme of over-romanticizing this connection to feeling like to protect your heart, you have to completely act like you don't care at all or be indifferent or, try not to feel the love you have for this masculine because it hurts, right? So this is what you're dealing and struggling with is, the indifference that you're trying to force yourself to feel for this person, for your twin flame. And so Spirit's saying keep an open mind and let the love be what the love is. It, you know, don't force it. Just let it be. Let it be love, Divine Feminine, okay? And as you do that, that's where the new energy's coming in. The Ace of Pentacles, that's the gift. So I feel like you guys are going to have some sort of new beginning. What does that new beginning look like for you guys? I mean, yeah, you standing in your power. The World in reverse. So this isn't over, Divine Feminine. Even though, you know, you're standing in your power and you feel like it's got to be over, Spirit's saying that it's not over. This is your twin flame. It's not over, okay? But moving forward, you're still going to, you are going to be in this Queen of Swords energy with your sword up. But maybe instead of having your sword up in defensiveness, trying to keep out the pain of this connection, the pain of this world, maybe you're going to be this Queen of Swords who has her sword up ready to battle for it. Ready to battle to keep something from becoming an ending here. So you may be going from defense to offense, right? From feeling like you have to take a defensive stance to the situation to where, you know, now you got your sword of truth up and you're sending love and compassion and understanding to the masculine, whether he deserves it or not. And you're giving yourself the same love, compassion, and understanding. Doesn't mean you tolerate, like, remember, don't tolerate anything less than you deserve. You teach this masculine how to love you by, you know, and that's teaching him how to love himself, watching you learn how to love yourself, right? But the love between you guys is real. Yeah, the moon. That's enlightenment. That's illumination. You guys are stepping into a very, very important time of illumination within your own personal path and within this connection is what I'm seeing. All right, I'm looking for another deck. 1 second. I guess this one. This isn't the one I was looking for, but it'll work. Is it over here? Hold on. All right, Divine Feminine. All right, Divine Feminine, that just says how to use the cards. That's not the right. Divine Feminine, you could be, you know, using tarot cards or divination, right? That's what that means for me. Yeah, invitation, Divine Feminine. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns, as well as your joys and your pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just the way you are. Wow, Divine Feminine. What about for the masculine side of things? Masculine's got surrender. This masculine's having to surrender. That's what's going on, okay? Masculine, it says, remain positive about the future of our planet, for all is part of humanity's evolution. There is a divine order to all the chaos which you perceive in this world. Nothing will ever truly change until we learn to love and accept all as it is. Lovingly surrender your judgments and expectations, and your life will magically transform. He's having to surrender his religious doctrine, guys. His belief about the humanity, his negative energy, his negative belief systems, his arrogance when it comes to like the world around us, and how it's like you are this beacon of hope and light, Divine Feminine, and you know things, what we're here to do, right? You work hand in hand with higher beings, your angels and everything, doing this like collective work. This masculine, he's been indoctrinated in religious belief systems, in perceptions of how humanity should go and what humanity is and what humanity isn't. Spirit's teaching him how to surrender those negative beliefs, those negative thoughts, those things that aren't true for the world that we are here to create, the world that we are creating that is a world that is love and peace. It's possible. This masculine's having to remember hope is what I'm hearing. So during his dark night of the soul, he's going to learn to surrender that stinking thinking, and he's going to come out with that same joy and hope and belief in humanity, belief in spirituality even, that you have, divine feminine. So he's coming out of religious beliefs about the world around him, into more spiritual understanding. He's getting spiritual enlightenment, okay? He's finding his authentic truth through all of this. So that's the ultimate purpose of it all, really. So even if it feels like it's a lose at this time because you guys aren't together or whatever, and it's been so hard, Spirit's saying it's a win-win because you guys are ascending together and you are completing the mission. The mission is finding your authentic selves and coming back into the truth of the awakened self, okay? The truth of the awoken consciousness, I'm hearing. And that's exactly what you both are accomplishing, despite what it looks like in the physical. And you're just going to have to trust and believe that, divine feminine, until Spirit comes in with with the true confirmation in the physical. And even if you don't get that physical confirmation for years to come, you got to keep battling your own battle. And your battle has to do with you not giving up your feelings, not trying to hide your feelings like the masculine's been hiding his feelings. You guys mirror each other, I'm telling you. Okay? So anyways, guys, I hope this helps. Take what fits, leave what you don't want to listen to and what you don't want to agree with. I mean, I can only talk in general collective energy here and show you and tell you what I'm seeing and how it's coming up. So you can agree, but you don't have to. I love you regardless, okay? But I hope you did get something from this and that you are encouraged and you keep fighting the good fight, guys. Remember, love is the way. Peace is the way. Forgiveness is the way. Healing is the way. Okay? I love you so much. Bye.